I thought prioritizing others was the right thing to do until it left me exhausted, unfulfilled, and sometimes even questioning my own worth. Putting yourself first is not selfish. It's necessary. How do you expect to show up for others when you're not even taking care of yourself? How are you gonna pour from this empty cup? How? You are not responsible for other people's happiness. Start showing up for yourself first so you can show up for others later in the long run. Look, we're gonna get busy today, okay? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shani, and on this channel, we uplift each other, grow together, and become the best version of ourselves. We have so much to talk about. I have my notes app, wrote everything out for you guys, and I'm still really stuffy. It's been about 2 weeks. This tea though. Okay, we're getting into this. All right, signs you're not putting yourself first. You're burnt out, you're exhausted, you're fatigued. You come home and you complain about how annoying everything is. Listen to me. You have to learn to say no. Stop being a people pleaser. You were not put on this earth to please others. You were put here to become the best version of yourself and to make a difference. But Shani, you just said put yourself first. How do you expect me to make a difference? You're gonna make a difference by literally being the best version of yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Think about this. When you're on a plane and shit's about to go down, the oxygen mask come down, you always put the mask on yourself first, right? Why? Because if you can't help yourself, you can't help others. Always saying yes to people does not mean you're helping them. Does not mean you're helping yourself. If people are asking you to do things and you are truly uncomfortable to do it because you know it affects your mental health, say no. Look, I had to learn this the hard way too. I still struggle with it, but luckily I have my husband to remind me, honey, no one's holding a gun to your head. Say no if you do not want to do it. It's as simple as that. There's nothing else behind it. Do you want to do it? No? Okay, so don't do it. It's okay, they'll figure it out. Those people can go into problem-solving mode too. Is it hard because it's your family? Yes, but sometimes it's necessary for your own mental health and well-being. You also have to stop apologizing. So I struggled with this a lot. Someone could bump into me and I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My husband would be like, honey, stop apologizing. You didn't do anything. And it took me a while to be like, you're right. Why am I apologizing? I thought of it as like a snowball effect because when I kept doing it, it was like my subconscious would tell me, oh, apologize, say sorry. But you're not in the wrong. You didn't do anything. Now, if you did something and you're wrong, you better apologize. You need to know when to say sorry. That's important. I wouldn't even mean to apologize and the words would just come out. I'd be like, I'm sorry. Now, I don't say that anymore unless I truly effed up. Okay, this one's a good one. I'm looking on my phone. Stop feeling responsible for other people. You are not responsible for anyone else's happiness. You do not owe anyone anything. This one was also a really hard one for me. I've always felt like I needed to step in to help certain people because they were close to me. But the truth is, no one asked me to fix them. No one asked me to stress out over them. You are not responsible for fixing your parents, your best friends. If they are unhappy, you have to let them figure that out. Work on yourself first, and when you are the best version of yourself and you're happy, that energy will also affect them. You're gonna have to stop neglecting your own needs for other people. Those people will eventually figure out what they need to do to get where they need to be in life. They have to find their own purpose. They have to find their own happiness, not you having to figure that out for them. Just like you are trying to figure out your own happiness, they need to do the same. For my own journey, there was definitely a turning point. A couple years ago, my health was the worst it can be. I had a mass in my thyroid. I was gaining so much weight, and there was a point where we all thought it was cancer. The mass was effing huge. It was like an egg, bigger than an egg. I was at the heaviest weight, an emotional wreck. My thyroid levels were all jacked up. And at that time, I was a pharmacy manager for another company, and It was so stressful. I'm telling you this because there was a point in my life where something needed to change. It was like a wake-up call. Being healthy is the biggest blessing we can get. If you are healthy and functional, that is the greatest gift. There was a turning point where I had to ask myself what I needed to do to change and be happy. I transitioned to another job. It was the right thing to do. I vividly remember I left my job, I got the surgery, went straight into my new job. I had to remove myself from certain situations to have a better situation. I put myself first because I knew I needed to. It's time for you to improve your health, have strong relationships with people who deserve you and deserve your time. It's time to grow your career or your personal goals, whatever it may be. And most importantly, you need to have that inner peace. A huge part of growing and prioritizing yourself is letting go of things that are no longer significant. It's time to let it go, forgive, and move forward. That's how you prioritize yourself. Stop holding on to these things and staying upset. Let go. All these other people are going through other things that you may or may not know about, and they're just trying to figure it out as well. So forgive others. Doing that is a crucial step in prioritizing yourself. Also, I put this on because it was cute, but it's like really hot in Florida right now. But I don't want to change because I already have this. Okay, anyway. Next, it is not selfish to put yourself first. Putting yourself first does not mean you're ignoring others or being rude. Many of us are taught to be selfless, and to be selfless, that equates to being a good person. But that mindset often leads to us neglecting our own needs. I do think it's important to be a good person, to do good for others, but you have to do good for yourself first before you can be there and do anything for anyone else. Reframe that thinking. Self-prioritization is an act of self-love. Ask yourself, is this guilt actually helping me or is it holding me back? You're taking care of yourself so that you can show up better for them in the long run. You want to help your parents, your brothers and sisters, your aunts, uncles, your cousins, your best friends, your coworkers. Well, you're going to have to start taking care of yourself first, or else you cannot show up for them. You're not going to be able to. You're going to be burnt out. And then you're gonna be doing things that you don't wanna be and then complaining about it. And then it's gonna be affecting your mental health. Do you see where this is going? If you wanna show up better for your loved ones, show up for yourself first. Think about how burnout and exhaustion can impact your ability to truly be present for your loved ones or your responsibilities. If you're burnt out, everything's gonna be neglected. You're not gonna be able to sleep. You're gonna be so mentally exhausted. You're gonna be stressed out. You're gonna be complaining to your significant other, and then you're gonna be fighting about it. For what? You know what you need to do. The hardest part is just doing it. If you can't help yourself, how are you gonna be there for your loved ones? If you prioritize yourself first, you're better equipped to support others in a more meaningful way. In choosing yourself, it sends a very powerful message that you value your own well-being and happiness. By taking care of yourself, you're displaying healthy boundaries and self-respect for others around you. Start replacing that guilt with gratitude. Instead of feeling guilty for saying no or prioritizing yourself first, focus on being grateful for the energy and time you're reclaiming for you. Remind yourself of this. By saying yes to myself, I'm creating space for growth and joy. And we want that. And embrace your progress over perfection. You will not always get it right, and that's okay. That's part of life. But understand this self journey of yours, it's a journey, not a one-time decision. Some of your decisions, even if they're not the best, it does not define you. Also, celebrate your small wins. No matter how small your win is, you have to remember to celebrate it. Okay. All right, so next, gosh, it is so hot. We're almost done, so we're gonna just get through this. My 3 non-negotiables: setting boundaries, creating non-negotiable me time, and prioritizing your health and your personal goals. So the first one, setting boundaries. You can start small by saying no to one thing this week that does not align with your priorities. It's as simple as being polite and saying, look, I'd love to help, but I'm at a capacity right now. That's it. You don't need to go into detail. Just leave it at that. That's it. Setting a boundary is not rejecting someone. It's about honoring your own limits. Okay, number 2, you need to have your me time, alone time. It's essential and it's necessary for your mental health and your physical health. Whether it's the gym, whether you enjoy cooking, meditating, yoga, going for a massage, find what recharges you. For me, I have to go to the gym. My husband and I, if we don't go to the gym, we just don't feel good. So that's what recharges us. You need to protect that time. That time is non-negotiable. And number 3, prioritizing your health and your personal goals. If you neglect your health for others, if you're not sleeping, you're going above and beyond for others to the point where it's mentally, physically draining you, something needs to change. When you neglect your health for others, often that ends up backfiring. There's long-term consequences for that. If you haven't been to the doctor's office in over a year, if you haven't gotten your blood work done, and you have that luxury to do that, you need to do it. As a pharmacist, I see so many people come in to the pharmacy and seeing what they're on and knowing your cholesterol, your blood sugar. Most of those people, it could have been prevented. You have to make sure you take care of yourself and address your health concerns. Like I said, being healthy is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Start building healthy habits into your routine, whether it's meal prepping or walking around, or going for walks during your lunch breaks. It can be anything. You just have to start small. After my thyroid scare, I made a lot of small changes, like making sure I drink my water, eating healthy, balanced meals. Don't get me wrong, I still indulge, okay? I love my Cheetos, but those small shifts makes a huge impact in the long term. You need to prioritize your sleep. If you know you need 6 to 8 hours of sleep, girl, you better start going to bed on time so you can wake up feeling good. And of course, start writing down your personal goals and doing things every day to get closer to them. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope my content helps you guys. Let me know if this helps. I really appreciate each one of you. I know my journey just started on YouTube and I plan on sticking around. So if you like any of my content, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. And I will see you guys later. Love you guys. Bye.